Before we dive into today's gripping story, we want to take a moment to appreciate you, our amazing subscribers, new viewers, and the incredible community that makes Moonlight Tales by Samsy so special. Your likes, shares, and thoughtful comments mean the world to us, and we're beyond grateful for your support. If this is your first time here, welcome. You're in for a ride filled with drama, suspense, and unexpected twists. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest stories. And of course, drop a comment below. We love hearing from you, and your support keeps us going. Now, sit back, relax, and let's dive right back into the story, because things are about to get even more intense. Joel held her hand gently as they walked into the house together. The staff opened the door and greeted them warmly. But the moment they stepped into the living room, everything changed. There she was, Chloe. She was sitting on the long white sofa, wearing a red dress and high heels. Her hair was shiny, and her lips painted bright. In her hand was a half-full glass of wine. She looked like someone who had been waiting for a long time. When she saw Joel walk in, her eyes lit up like a candle. She stood up quickly, dropped the wine glass on the table, and ran straight to him. "Joel," she cried out. Before Joel could say a word, she wrapped her arms tightly around him. Joel was shocked. He tried to pull away, but she held on. "I missed you so much," she whispered, her voice shaking. Daisy, who was holding Joel's hand a moment ago, was pushed aside in the rush. She lost her balance a little, took a step back, and slowly found her way to a chair near the dining table. She sat down quietly. She could hear everything. She could feel the tension in the air. Joel finally broke free from Chloe's arms. His eyes were filled with anger and confusion. "What are you doing here, Chloe?" he asked in a cold voice. Chloe tried to smile sweetly, pretending like everything was fine. "I've been trying to reach you. I came because I missed you. I heard about the false HIV report and I'm so glad it wasn't true." Joel folded his arms and looked at her, clearly not pleased. "Really? You heard it wasn't true, and suddenly you remembered me? After how you treated me?" Chloe walked closer to him and gently touched his chest. "Joel, I made a mistake. I was scared. I didn't know what to believe at the time." Joel moved her hand away. "You didn't just make a mistake, Chloe. You left me. You didn't even give me a chance to explain. You judged me without knowing the truth. You were quick to walk away because someone richer came into the picture." Chloe's face changed a little. Her smile faded. She looked uncomfortable. "That billionaire, he lied to me. He used me," she said, looking down in shame. "I thought I had found someone better, but he was a crook. A fraud. And now, I know I was wrong. I should have stayed with you." Joel raised his voice slightly. "So now you're back because your plan failed? You left me when I needed you the most. And now you're here, hoping I'd take you back just because that man dumped you?" Chloe's eyes filled with tears. "Joel, please, give me one more chance. We were good together once. We had plans. We had love." Joel turned and looked at Daisy. She was sitting quietly, her hands folded on her lap, head slightly bowed. She had heard everything. She didn't say a word. But inside, her heart was beating fast. She didn't know what Joel was going to say. Was he going to forgive Chloe? Would he leave her too? Then Joel spoke, and his words shook the room. "I'm married now, Chloe," he said clearly. "That's my wife sitting over there. Her name is Daisy. And I love her." Chloe turned and looked at Daisy. Her eyes scanned her from head to toe. She looked shocked. "Her," she said, pointing. "That's your wife? A blind girl?" Joel, you've got to be joking. Joel took a step closer to Chloe. His voice was calm, but firm. Yes. She's blind. And she's 10 times the woman you could ever be. She has a pure heart. She didn't care that I was sick or poor. She didn't ask for money. She stood by me even when people laughed at her. She's everything I prayed for and more. Chloe scoffed. But I'm better than her, Joel. Look at me. I'm beautiful. I have connections. I could help your business. What can she offer you? Joel was quiet for a moment. Then he said something that made Chloe freeze. She offers me peace. He walked over to Daisy, held her hand, and helped her stand. He wrapped his arm around her. She gives me peace, love, and respect. Things you never gave me. With Daisy, I don't need to pretend. I don't need to fight to be seen. She sees me for who I really am even though she cannot see with her eyes. Chloe's face turned red with embarrassment. Joel continued, You lost me, Chloe. And you didn't lose me because I was sick or poor. You lost me because of your greed, your pride, and your lack of love. So please, leave. Chloe stood frozen for a moment. Then she grabbed her bag, stomped her feet, and walked to the door. You'll regret this, Joel, she shouted. No, I won't, Joel replied. I finally found someone who truly loves me. And I won't let her go. With that, Joel shut the door behind her. The loud sound echoed through the house. The staff nearby stood still in shock. Daisy turned her face toward Joel. Thank you, she whispered. Joel smiled and touched her cheek gently. You don't ever have to thank me for defending you, Daisy. You're my wife. And no one, I mean no one, will ever make you feel less than what you are again. Daisy smiled softly. She felt safe. For the first time in a long time, she felt truly seen. The sun rose slowly that morning, painting the sky with soft golden colors. Birds chirped gently outside the mansion as the cool breeze danced through the flowers in the garden. It was a quiet morning, but not an ordinary one. This day was different. This day was special. Because on this day, Daisy was going to have her eye surgery. Inside the mansion, Daisy sat on the edge of the bed, holding Joel's hand tightly. She hadn't said a word since she woke up. Her heart was beating so fast it almost jumped out of her chest. Her mind was filled with so many thoughts. Would it work? Would she finally be able to see again? What if it didn't go well? What if something went wrong? Joel looked at her and smiled. His eyes were calm. His voice was soft like a warm blanket. You're going to be okay, he whispered, brushing a finger across her cheek. You're strong, Daisy. I know it. And everything will be fine. Daisy smiled faintly. Her lips trembled, but she nodded. I trust you, she said in a small voice. I'm scared. Joel knelt in front of her, holding both her hands now. It's okay to be scared. But you're not alone. I'm here. I'll be right there when you wake up. I promise. A tear rolled down Daisy's cheek. Joel, do you think I'll be able to see you when I wake up? Joel chuckled softly. I hope so. I've been waiting for the day you see how handsome your husband is. Daisy laughed, just a little. It felt good to laugh. It made her chest feel less tight. She took a deep breath and slowly let it out. They left the mansion just an hour later. The driver opened the door, and Joel helped Daisy into the car gently, like she was made of glass. During the ride, Daisy rested her head on Joel's shoulder. He kept holding her hand, never letting go. I don't remember what colors look like, she said quietly as they drove through the city. I was 12 the last time I saw anything. But I remember your voice. And your hands. They feel warm. Joel smiled. Colors are waiting for you, Daisy. They haven't gone anywhere. They've just been waiting for you to come back. They reached the hospital around 9 a.m. The air outside was clean and cool. Nurses were already waiting at the entrance. They all knew who Joel was now. Everyone in that hospital respected him. But he wasn't there as a powerful man today. He was just a husband. A husband praying for his wife to be okay. As they entered the hospital, Daisy tightened her grip. She whispered, "I'm ready." Joel looked at her proudly. "Let's do this." Inside the hospital room, the nurse helped Daisy change into the surgery gown. Joel stood outside, pacing slowly. He didn't want to show it, but he was nervous too. He wanted this so badly for Daisy. She had been through so much pain. She deserved a new life, a life with light. When she came out, the doctor was already there. A kind man with gentle hands and a deep, calm voice. He walked over to Daisy, took her hand, and said, "Miss Daisy, today is a big day. We are going to do our best to help you see again. You're in safe hands, okay?" "Okay," she replied with a small nod. The doctor looked at Joel. "It's time." Joel walked up to Daisy and gave her a warm hug. He held her like he didn't want to let go. "I'll be right here when you wake up," he whispered into her ear. Daisy nodded again. "I believe you." Joel kissed her forehead and then stepped back as the nurses gently led Daisy into the surgery room. The lights inside were bright. Everything smelled like soap and medicine. The machines were already beeping softly, waiting to do their job. As she lay on the surgery table, Daisy felt her heart beat even faster. She was shaking a little, but she remembered Joel's words. "You're strong, Daisy." "I know it." She took a deep breath. "I am strong," she whispered to herself. The nurse placed the oxygen mask gently over her nose and mouth. "You're going to sleep now. Just relax." Daisy closed her eyes slowly as the medicine began to work. Her body became light, like a feather floating in the wind. Her thoughts drifted softly like clouds in the sky. And in those last moments before she fully fell asleep, she thought of Joel. She imagined his face though she had never seen it. She imagined his eyes, soft and kind. She imagined his smile, the way it curved when he teased her. She imagined how it would feel to finally look into his eyes and say thank you, to finally see the man who had protected her, believed in her, and loved her even when the world didn't. "I want to see you, Joel," she thought as her eyes fluttered closed. "I want to see you more than anything." And with that, Daisy slipped into a peaceful sleep, holding on to the hope that when she woke up, the world would be different. Filled with colors. And filled with light. The surgery was over. Daisy's eyes were still wrapped in white bandages, and she couldn't see anything yet. But inside her heart, something beautiful had started to grow hope. The doctor smiled kindly and said, "Daisy, the surgery was successful. You must take your medicine every day and rest well. Don't worry. Your eyes need time to heal." Daisy nodded slowly. She was scared, but Joel was right beside her. He held her hand and whispered, "You're doing great, my love. I'm so proud of you." Joel never left her side. Morning, afternoon, and night he was always there. He helped her walk around the room so her body wouldn't become stiff. He helped her eat, brought her favorite soft meals, and even made her laugh with silly stories. When she had trouble sleeping, Joel would rub her back and sing quietly. Sometimes, he would just sit beside her and whisper, "We made it, Daisy. You're going to see the world. You're going to see me." Every morning, the doctor would come to check her eyes. "They're healing well," he said. We'll remove the bandages in a few days." Each day felt like a year. Daisy couldn't wait. But she stayed patient. She took her medicine, drank a lot of water, and followed every instruction. She prayed quietly at night and thanked God for giving her a second chance. Finally, the day came. The doctor walked in with a smile. "Are you ready?" he asked. Daisy's hands were shaking. Joel held them and kissed her knuckles. "I'm right here." The doctor carefully unwrapped the bandages. The room was quiet. The light touched Daisy's eyelids softly. She squinted. It was bright. Too bright. Her heart raced. She blinked again and again. At first, everything looked blurry. But then something magical happened. She saw a shape. Then another. Slowly, the shapes became clearer. Then she saw Joel's eyes filled with tears. She gasped. "Joel?" "Yes, sweetheart. It's me." Daisy's eyes widened. You're even more handsome than I imagined." Tears rolled down her cheeks. Joel laughed softly and hugged her tightly. That moment was like a dream. Daisy cried and laughed at the same time. It was the first time she ever saw his face, the face of the man who had stood by her, believed in her, and loved her when no one else did. Days passed. Her sight got better and better. She walked outside and looked at trees, flowers, birds, and the sky. She smiled at everything. Colors looked brighter, and the world looked bigger. She finally knew what the word beautiful truly meant. Daisy started going to makeup classes. She wanted to learn how to do her makeup well, something she was never taught before. She remembered how Naomi once made her look like a clown on her wedding day. But now, things had changed. Daisy was in control. She wanted to look good not for others, but for herself. She tried different shades of lipstick, learned how to shape her eyebrows, and even helped other girls in her class. Her teacher always said, "You have a gift, Daisy." She giggled happily whenever Joel picked her up after class. She'd run to him, her eyes shining like stars. "Joel, look! I did this today." He always smiled and said, "You're amazing." Every evening, they sat on the balcony, watching the sunset. Daisy rested her head on Joel's shoulder. "Thank you," she said one night. "For what?" Joel asked. "For not giving up on me. For loving me when I was broken. For helping me see again, not just with my eyes, but with my heart." Joel looked at her with love in his eyes. "You were never broken, Daisy. You were just waiting for the right time to bloom." And bloom she did. From a blind, hurt girl who had suffered so much, Daisy became a woman full of light, joy, and laughter. Her past was still part of her, but it no longer controlled her. She had Joel. She had her sight. And most importantly, she had herself. Her healing wasn't just in her eyes, it was in her soul. They stayed like that for a while, just holding each other. No more words were needed. The silence was full of joy, of peace, of healing. When Daisy finally pulled back, she looked around the room. Everything was so new. So bright. The walls were white. The flowers on the table were yellow and pink. The sky outside the window was blue with soft clouds floating by. "I never knew the world could look like this," Daisy said, her voice full of wonder. "And it's only the beginning," Joel said, smiling at her. Daisy looked back at him, this time more closely. "You're crying too," she said, pointing at his face. Joel chuckled and wiped his tears away. "Yeah. But it's okay. These are happy tears." She smiled at him, a smile so wide it could light up the whole world. For the first time in a very long time, Daisy felt alive.